What's goody? I'm the Queen G22 and you are now in the Lioness Den. Ninja Turtles gaming, geek stuff, and travel. And hello, Alopex from the Loyal Subjects. Now this is really cool. If you don't know who Alopex is, she is a character from the IDW comics. And to this day, we have not had a figure to represent her. In fact, the Loyal Subjects is doing a lot of dope stuff. They're starting to come out with some more figures from the IDW comics. So if you're not reading the comics, or I think they just did their last issue a few weeks ago, and if you haven't read the IDW comics, then you might not know who she is. But let me tell you, this chick is a mother beast. She is definitely one that you want to have on your team. She is about that life. I'm not going to say too much, but it starts off where she was recruited by Shredder, and maybe at some point she has a romantic interest in one of our turtles. So definitely an interesting character. And I know there is debate on the Loyal Subjects figurines, and I can honestly admit, which I did admit in a previous video when I got the turtles from San Diego Comic-Con, the black and white figures, I did say that I am or had not been a fan of the Loyal Subjects figures all the way up until this most recent line, which they're following the Santa Luco design from the IDW comics. The turtles that they put out before that, I wasn't feeling it. You know, people would hit me up and be like, hey, did you pick these up? No, I didn't, because they look cheap, they look flimsy, they look small, they look breakable. It didn't look like anything I wanted to spend my money on. But, okay, wait. Once they started this last series line, which I did speak to a rep at the San Diego Comic-Con, and he said they are switching things up and doing things different. And I will say that they are starting to come out with some fire. Alopex is one. If you know who she is and you read the comics, then you know that this figure looks dead on to Alopex. So I'm excited because we have not had an Alopex figure before. And at this time, which this video will be released later, but they just released that the Loyal Subjects is going to come out with a Jenica. So they're definitely, you know, trying to do something different. Is that to say I don't think that NECA or Super 7 can do it better? I don't know. Maybe they should give it a shot. I think it would be cool. But anyways, so let's take a look at Alopex and let's see if the Loyal Subjects did her justice. So front off, which I already mentioned, looking at the cover art, we have this big window, we can see her, and we can see that she looks just like the comics, like spot on. We've got some head swaps, some hand swaps, and you know, this is a pretty decent figure, so we don't have a whole lot going on, so this should be rather quick. We got her name up top. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the bottom. We do have this little sticker that says limited edition, so that's kind of cool. I don't know, I just ordered her right away. I don't know how many of these limited editions, but I guess it comes with a card, so that's dope. And then on the side, we just got some really cool art of Alopex, and she looks freaking fierce, beautiful. And then on the back, we've got some more art. It talks about the articulation and the accessories. And at the bottom, it asks you not to choke on it. So don't do that. All right, so let's open this up and let's pull out Alopex and see what it is, what's good. We got a little bit of tape, but not a whole lot. It looks like this should rather easily, oh no, we got tape on the bottom. Tape on the bottom, and we're just gonna pull this out. Right? Easy peasy. So the first thing that slides out is the Alopex card. So if you like to collect your cards with the Loyal Subjects, then this is pretty dope. I'm not gonna really open it because I'll probably bend it and lose it, but it looks like it's just got a brief description of Alopex from the comics. So this is really neat. This is a nice touch. Good job, the Loyal Subjects. We'd love to see this. We got tape on the sides to protect her, and the top part should basically pop right off, and it does. Pull this out of the way. All right, so why don't we just start off by taking a look at Alopex and see what is cracking. All right, so now that I have her cute little self in my hands, yeah, this figure is like, what, 4 inches tall, maybe 2 inches 3 inches wide at the most. This is a little figure. This is your typical loyal subject figure. But we're just gonna check her out. First off, like I've been saying, she looks exactly like Alopex. Exactly. She's a little thin, right? When I say thin, like, look, I don't have a problem with thin people because I'm thick. I meant like her hands and her fingers. So something like, for me, I definitely have to put this away because my dogs will get a hold of this and go to work. But as far as the detail on her face, I love this first look that she comes with. She looks very chill. And so if you read the comics, you know she is always processing and always thinking. So I think this is a great look that they've included. She's not one to like act quick. You know, what's the saying? Act first and then ask for forgiveness. No, that's not her. She processes. Not to say that she won't pounce and just go after it, but she does process and try to use some common sense before she just digs off on somebody's ass. So as far as articulation goes, I love this because she's a fox, right? And so she's standing on her toes, but we still have bendable movement on her toes. And it feels rather sturdy, like it's not hella loose. I haven't tried to stand her up yet, but I tell though that with this tail back here, with her being on her toes, that this is gonna help prop her up so that she can stand on her own. But she does have articulation in the toes area, and then where the knee area would be, she does have some articulation there. She bends at the elbows in a few different ways, which is really neat. And she turns and you can swap out the hands, so this is cool. And as far as the back, now this is interesting material. It's like light and soft, but it looks like it's just as hard as the material that Alopex is made out of, but it's not. So it's bendable, it's flexible. You can move it. You can't really like put it in a pose, but you can definitely move it around. It definitely adds some character to this body. And then as far as her little face goes, yeah, her head will tilt a little bit side to side. So yeah, we've got some pretty good articulation for those of you that like to pose their figures. Now let's take a better look at that face. I love the detail on the eyes, the nose, the paint. Like I said, she is freaking spot on. So we have that. She looks good all the way down to the tail. Tail is actually moves in several directions. So depending on which way the wind goes or which way she's running, because she is a lot of times running after somebody, you can't run from Alopex. You can't. She will track your ass down. So I love that the tail will move in all kind of positions and stay there. So it's interesting because it's a light feeling figure, but when you put your hands on it and move it around.
That's what she said.
Michael, please. Please.
Thank you. When you put your hands on it and move it around, she's really sturdy. So this is not the type of figure that I thought the loyal subjects figures looked in the past. This is a good sturdy figure. And yeah, she stands right on her own. Okay, now as far as her face swap, look at this face. Now I love this face because this is the face that says, I am about to give you the business. She's clearly upset, which she is a lot of the times, thinking about Shredder or just thinking about anything that's happened that really pisses her off. This is a typical Alopex face. So I love the details, even though it's really small. You can see her teeth. You can even see her gums in there. Her eyes are slanted. You can tell that she's very angry. So I love this little head swap. I won't be using this one. I like to use the one where she's just kind of thinking about, do I want this kind of problems right now? I like that face, so I'm gonna keep that face. So we have this other head swap, which is nice. And then we've got our swap of hands. So we have 2 sets. And let's see if they're both the same. Okay, yeah, so we have our swap of hands. So we have 2 hands with the closed grip, so for you to hold the weapon in, which is awesome. Then we've got a super closed fist, which means that she's probably about to throw some hands at somebody. And then she's also got another open type of look. So that's probably not really to hold something, maybe to hold a weapon, but more so probably like, look, you might wanna keep it moving and get out of my face right now, which is probably how I will pose her. So I love that we have 2 sets of swappable hands. This is great. I think this is nice. And then as far as weapons go, we got these things. Now I did recently learn that the names usually of weapons and accessories are on the box, but I didn't read it. And it's dark in here and I'm not gonna try to. So if you know the name of this little axe looking thing, put it in the comments, right? I'd love to know. You guys are definitely being a matter of fact and letting me know if I mispronounce anything or call it something wrong or just don't know the name. I love that you guys are so very helpful. I don't know what these are called, okay? So go ahead and put in the comments. I don't freaking know, but I know that this is very painful and can probably take a limb off, and she's got 2 of them like she usually does, and she's very quick with them. So this is awesome. We have our typical Alopex weapons. We got a swappable hands, and we got a swappable face. So now that we've gone through everything, let's take a better look at Alopex. So there you have it. That is Alopex, and she is mirrored off the IDW Run, and I think she looks great. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this figure. Did you get her? Do you tend to collect the loyal subject figures? I want to know. I'm Queen G22.